Good morning, everyone. I am Shalini Nathan, M.Ed third semester scholar, Christ College, Bhopal. Today, we learn and study about structural functional school and its theoretical perspective. So now, let's move on to the first slide. It will help us to know that what are sociological approaches. So now here you can see there are various different points that will help us to know what are sociological approaches. Let's begin with the first point, diverse perspective. Sociological approaches helps us to see same situation of a society from different viewpoints, one situation from various understandings. Now let's move to the next point, behavioral explanation. These approaches helps us to know that and how an individual behaves in a certain situation in a society. Next, social problem analysis. In society, there are various different kinds of problems that we suffer or a society suffers. It helps us to analyze them very easily, like crime, murder, rape, etc. Now, research work framework. Here, the sociological approaches help sociologists in their research work. Individual, society, and connection. Here it tells the relationship between the individual as well as the society, and it tells how an individual affects society and how society affects an individual's working. Now, social structure analysis. Society is divided in big parts like economy, family, friends, government. It helps us to study all these departments. Now, let us see types of sociological approaches. The first one is structural functional approach. It helps us to see how the societal structures contribute to its stability. Next, conflict. It helps us to see that various social inequalities and power struggles affects the society. Next, symbolic interactionism. It helps us to define that how individuals create meaning through various social interactions. Next, feminist. As we know, in our society, various discrimination is done against a particular gender. It studies that part of the society. Next, postmodernism. In our society, there are various traditional social norms and values that still exist. It challenges them. Next, critical. It criticizes various social systems and power structures that exist in our society. Exchange. It studies social interaction as economic exchanges. Next, phenomenology. It focuses on various experiences and consciousness. Ethnomethodology. It examines how individuals make sense of everyday social interaction that they make in the society. Now let's move on to the next slide. Here we will understand what does structural functional approach means. It states that a society is made up of various different parts like government, economy, religion, school and family. These all parts work together to maintain a balance in the society. Also, their working is very much organized, stable and cooperative. These all parts work together in order to maintain the stability of the society. Now, let's see various theoretical perspectives related to structural functional approach. Now, let's see the first key theorist, Emile Durkheim. His life sketch is as follows. He was born in 1858 in France and he is known as the founding fathers of sociology. He worked as a professor at the University of Bordeaux and Sorbonne. He died in the year 1970. Now, let's see his some basic ideas. His basic ideas are as follows. First, he understands society as an integrated system. He states that society is divided into various different parts and all these parts are interrelated with each other. They work together in order to maintain stability in the society. He also considers schools as a miniature society. He highlights the role of schools in preparing children for roles that they'll play in the society. He also stresses or gives importance to the moral value education that must be provided to the students in the school. He also highlights the functions of education that helps an individual to socialize and develop skills that will help or altogether develop the society. Now, let's see some of his contributions in sociology of education. He believes education as a socialization process. It helps to shape individuals into social beings and develop them for social roles in the society. Next, moral education. He gives great importance to moral education and ethical values to be imparted in individuals. Next, collective conscience. According to him, there should be a shared sense of morality and social unity among individuals in the society in order to maintain social stability. Next, curriculum in social cohesion. This means that the curriculum must be developed that improves social unity and identity in the society. Now, let's see other key theorists of this approach. The next key theorist is Talcott Parson. Now let's see his life sketch. He was born in 1902 in the USA. He also studied in Heidelberg in Germany. He taught at Harvard University and became a leading figure in structural functionalism approach. He died in the year 1979. Now let's see some of his basic ideas. Now, let us see some of his basic ideas. He believes in meritocracy. According to him, meritocracy emphasizes achievement over status for success. He gave great importance to role allocation. According to him, an individual's role allocation should be according to his values and the roles that he is going to perform in the society. He also gave importance to family privileges. According to him, family privileges are rooted in individuals' values and status in the society. He gave great importance to school transitions. According to him, school transition helped children to adapt to achievement based evaluation. Talcott Parsons gave great importance to education, and thus he highlights the functions of education. He states that education plays a very important role in value transmission. According to him, education promotes values like equality and achievement among individuals that play a vital role in the society. He also states that role selection is an important process in socialization. Education helps individuals to identify various different roles that they can play in the society through assessment and evaluation. Social integration. Education helps individuals to develop shared values of citizenship among themselves. Now, let's see his contributions in sociology of education. At first, an individual is influenced by the family and the environment that is in the family. At the next level, a transition takes place from family to the society. Here, the individual at a particular age enters the school, which is known as the miniature of society. Here, he develops as a social well being. The next transition takes place at the level of meritocracy. Here, the individual gave great importance to achievement and ability. The next and the last level is role allocation. Here, an individual fully plays an important role in a society in order to maintain a societal balance. Now, the next and the last key theorist is Robert K. Merton. Let's see his life sketch. He was born in 1910 in Philadelphia, USA. He studied at Temple University and Harvard University. His major contributions were to structural functionalism. He also taught at Columbia University and became a highly influential scholar in university. He died in the year 2003. Now, let's see some of his basic ideas. First, role theory. According to him, every individual in a society perform various different types of social roles in order to maintain a social human being. Next, functional alternatives. According to him, various different parts of the society work together in order to maintain a social stability. Next, dysfunctions. In society, there are certain negatives like discrimination, inequalities, power structures that exist in the society. Next, latent function. According to him, these latent functions means the hidden outcomes of various different social activities. Manifest functions. According to him, these functions refers to visible outcomes of social activities. Let's see his contribution in sociology of education. First, dysfunctions. According to him, inequality, discrimination, and stress hinder the learning of an individual in the society. Next, hidden curriculum. According to him, hidden curriculum, like various different kinds of values like empathy, sympathy, care, helpful nature, shapes the student attitudes towards other individuals in the society. Next, role expectation. Sometimes we expect a certain role from the individuals in a society, and hence the conflict and strain affect the classroom dynamics. Next, latent function. Sometimes unplanned socialization like games or group discussion impacts student development immensely. So, these were the key theorists and their theoretical perspective related to structural functional approach. So, now let's see strength and criticism of structural functional approach. First, let's see the strengths of the approach. It gives great importance to the positive role of education. It states that education develops an individual in a social well-being. Next, it also gave great importance to schools. As we know, it states that school is a miniature part of a society or a miniature society. Next, it never supports the concept or idea of meritocracy. Now, let's move to the criticism of structural functionalism. It gives overemphasis or harmony of the individuals in the society. Also, status quo bias. It tells that individuals in a society never develops their status even though opportunity is still there in the society, and also status bias exists in our society. Next, neglect or diversity. In our society, there are various different kinds of individuals. No individual is same. Every individual is unique and different in their own way. It neglects this factor. Now, let us conclude the topic. The structural functional approach views society as a stable, organized system in which different parts work together to maintain order and balance. It also helps us to understand how institutions like family, education, religion, and government contribute to the functions of the society in order to maintain societal balance. Also, it may overlook conflict and rapid change. This framework or approach provides a clear way to study social stability, cooperation, and the importance of social roles and structure in shaping human behavior. So, thank you for listening. In this presentation, we understood and learned about various different theoretical perspectives of structural and functional approach. I hope that this helped to give some clear and basic ideas of this approach. Thank you once again for listening.